No, there's no one that will proc his passive too much. But if they are concerned about the rush coming in from Team Liquid ID, the Valorant can kind of stop it in its tracks. Big maybe for now though. We gotta wait and see the bans after. But for Geek Fam, they don't want to show that front line first, or are they waiting for it for a bit longer? It's gonna be the Hilda.
Huh.
Interesting. Wait.
Yeah. I guess the Hilda is a way for Geek Fam to have someone to actually tank up the shortcut, like the initial shortcut or the crash course. Just bump into the chip, force the chip to shortcut on the Hilda instead of any of the other damage dealers.
Still though, it's not gonna be a easy time for the Hilda at all. The saving grace here is that there's a Granger on the side of Team Liquid ID. So whoever, even in the late game later on, there won't be any shred to kind of take down the Hilda that easily, right? It's still gonna be the Granger with a flat approach instead of the max HP approach that you can get with the Marksman Trinity. So for Geek Fam, it's not the worst of ideas, and they're gonna bend the Badang, trying to limit the catch potential, especially with the Badang able to cut off one member from his team. I feel like it's a good option.
And there goes the Gatot.
Yep.
So utilizing that last pick onto Hilda, TLID have actually found the opportunity to ban off the Gatot. Technically, Arashi, going back to your point, if they're worried about shredding down the Hilda, technically the CC is still an available option for TLID to pick up.
I think it is still a very viable option, and it also provides a lot of chase, a lot of ways to go with the crit and call and lock two people together. So I think it's a great hero, and it also allows them to get that lane prio to actually start that roaming around the map and stifle down the movements coming in from Geek Fam. So I do feel like there's a point for Geek Fam to ban that out.
Yeah, I think it really depends here for Liquid ID what the idea is. The glue gets banned out. That's another initiator that I would expect actually for TLID as they have picked up the chip. Again, for TLID, they either get a utility mid laner and then, you know, CC in the XP, or they put Aran into more of a utility role with the chip to help, you know, rotate around and actually stun once you take the shortcut. They still need CC, and they might still need another body, another front line. So I'm thinking more of a tanky pick for TLID, and that's why Geek Fam banned out the Glue and the Badang. Maybe they're looking to go for the Hylos pick here too, to deny another, you know, beefy boy.
With the Valentina bench, you think it's a Lucas pick?
Might be a Lucas bait, actually. Bait the Valentina, try and force Geek Fam to overthink the Lucas possibility.
Because I don't think so. I think it's just for the chip shortcut. I think they just don't want Valentina to have. They don't want Geek to have any ways to teleport aside from the Moscow.
That's a fair point. I mean, we know Beloyski's great with that. But, alright, first pick for side of Geek Fam is going to be the Khalid. We haven't seen this hero in a while now.
Dude, this is so TLID. It's so aggressive, right? Hilda plus Khalid.
Yeah, well, that's Geek Fam side, right? With the Khalid and the Hilda.
I think they're trying to go for that wave clear now in the mid lane with the Khalid roam. And technically without the Garakacha, the other hero that has a big AoE stun engager is the Raging Sandstorm from Khalid. And he can actually survive longer from a pickup attempt with the Quicksand Guard. So that might be the idea here. So for Team Liquid ID, engage is the name of the game here. They need more.
This early game is going to be so brutal by Geek. How do TLID stop that from happening?
Look at Vexana here.
Hylos.
Farsa.
Edith.
The hunter of all the evil.
Alright, Edith and Farsa.
They needed a bit more frontline, more CC. Like I said, Edith becomes a good choice there. So I think they have a pretty solid draft with the Edith. The Farsa though, is a lot of risk that they have put in this lineup. Geek Fam have so many ways to dive. Everyone so far in this team can actually dive.
But if pick up is the name of the game there, with the Farsa damage, with the Granger long distance as well, they can kind of shut someone down from all the way downtown. But not for Geek Fam. What mid laner here? Looking at their picks, I'm assuming it's supposed to be something that's quite mobile.
We'll see. Faramis.
Faramis.
A boy special.
To live.
Signature pick for Mr. Aboy, Faramis. But there is a lot of AoE. He's gonna have to time this Netherrealm really well because again, the Farsa can delete the Netherrealm with one Feather Airstrike. Edith, Primal Wrath as well. Again, they have a lot of AoE to actually punish the Faramis if a boy is not clean with Netherrealm.
But remember, that's also assuming that the Feather Airstrike will be even able to be opened up. I mean, like you said, there's so much dive in the composition coming in from Geek.
Because if Maykids is on the case, if he can dive all the way to get Yehezkiel in the back line. But we know the Ghost of Jakarta is not one to fall multiple times.
Let's see, ladies and gentlemen. Number 7 for Geek Fam right now. And not so far from that is TLID at number 5. But both teams want to secure this victory. And can Aaron Shiki finally bring back a dominance over to the defending champs and what they've been able to secure so far?
Let's see if they can utilize what they warned MPL ID about. Witty was ready for the patch. Let's see if those words can be executed by Mr. Witty the Wise.
Well, off the bat, he is already on the chip, so already a show of new patch understanding. Baloyski, though, look at the jukes, look at the moves.
Okay, already very aggressive coming in from Weedy. And we expected a little bit more aggression coming in from Geek. I guess we'll see that after Hilda will be able to rotate, and this is the moment. If we now take a look at the emblems, do anything stand out?
Well, the amount of Wilderness Blessings on Geek Fam just showed that the whole idea is about macro movement right here. It's on 3 members with the agility on both Baloyski and Gobs as well. I think they're trying to just be annoying, pressure the team of Team Liquid ID, and make sure that they are not the ones who can get the first move there. The fact that they have the Hilda as well, it's a great way for Geek Fam to get some scouting done, to try and pressure Weedy away from those routes to go and flank the backline.
I think that is the main idea, right? They need vision. But Weedy already circling towards his top side, putting some pressure, but Baloyski's there too. That's kind of a lot of damage traded onto Baloyski in the early portion of the game, but this is the result that we were expecting, right? The Moskov versus the Granger. As we take a look now at the talent prediction by GoPay.
Yep, Pulong alone. Baloyski over to Aaron, still able to survive. Patience on Aaron to not flicker there. But wow, Baloyski with that Khalid pressure.
The early game Khalid, man, 3 skills technically at level 1. He just has so much built into it. But look at the moves from Team Liquid ID already onto the turtle, and Aran is level 4.
Fabian's level ahead, by the way.
Yep, Primal Wrath instantly. Aran helping Fabian blitzed in. With the Suyo, you have more of that control on the neutral objectives, and they get it.
Wait, how is this possible? Did you expect this early game control coming from TLID?
Well, I feel like it's Geek Fam actually pressuring Aaron, if anything. They want to make sure that Chidera is the one that can kind of do well, can kind of scale better, because they're not looking to win these big early game team fights. They're trying to find the small skirmishes, the 2v2s, abuse this Khalid, and then later on, shortcut.
Crash course and shortcut. Baloyski with the flicker out, but the surge catches him. Fabian first blood. With the help of the feathered airstrike now continues on in the jungle. Make hits, electrifying beats. Fabian still the immortal form, still able to escape. Dashes out and blinks out. Make hits, jumping in, unable to get it on time. Fabian! Soul Sever earlier. Cobb slays him in the back. The nether realm will be placed down. Aaron Shiki! Rhapsody to take him down. Witty, that's a 3-man pull. Flicker out from Aaron and Witty as Aran tries to help the team out. And it will just be a 1-for-1 in the end.
1-for-1, but I think earlier TLID was able to get Baloyski, so technically it's a 2-for-1. But again, that was a lot of resources wasted on Baloyski. Luckily, TLID were able to, cut their losses before they lost a lot more people. But if they make engages like that, do you think it's an okay thing to do?
I don't think so. They want to have cleaner engages there because they are the ones with the trump card to use here, with the shortcut. The fact that Maykids was able to be taken down by them, though, it's a great plus for Team Liquid ID.
Yeah.
But they still have to try and find ways to shut down Chidera, because that's going to be the big problem. The same issue that Onyx was dealing with. They have to make sure that Chidera later on isn't farmed enough so that he can win all the 1v1s. Because if you look at Team Liquid ID, not a lot of heroes can kind of match him 1v1 right here. So they're going to be only relying on the ship later on to try and stop this Moskov pressure. And if they're reacting to it, we know that Geek Fam can do so much when they're the ones dictating the movements.
There's a sandstorm landing on the Aaron. Shiki the blades cutting him down, but the crash course lands. Baloyski still healing back up. Aran and Yehezkiel have joined in. Baloyski running away. The Wilderness Blessing, the agility, and just gliding on the sandstorm. Fabian comes in from out of nowhere and knocks Baloyski out.
He's like, that's enough. You're going to be taken down now. But technically, even though Baloyski got taken down, he did still do his job, right? The job of protecting Chidera And now look at this. Chidera is actually going to be able to get his hands on a lot of shield turret gold as, oh, look at this.
Make's walking up the row, coming down. Baker's still winning out the retreat battles. He goes up for the Soul Sever. Earth Shatter from Aran just to disperse Geek Fam. And again, TLID are happy with just the objective. Witty, no shortcut. Aran takes that away. Make's walks up as well. Now gets quelled by Fabian. Still wants more. Crash Core Surge not connecting. Make's gets caught by the onward and slammed down to the ground. Chidera up top, getting a trade together with Beloyski. Aaron down again.
Is that a worth a trade for TLID?
Oh, hang on a minute. They might get some more. No, Gob's way too tanky here. But the turret might fall.
Yeah, they're ignoring Gobs. And Gobs now is going to be cut down. Force to Flicker. Flicker from Aran. Earthshatter. And the cut from Fabian. A boy Flicker now the round. Primal Wrap from Aran. Still able to sustain for a bit. Beloyski getting kited by Aran. It's a double kill for Aran. And they want more up top. It's Chidera falling. And this is the liquid that we know with the chip.
Okay, maybe I spoke a little too soon there. So active around the map. The fact that that 2-4-2 trade went in favor of TLID, that was also quite insane. I thought for sure, they were so low. I thought Fabian for sure would have been taken down there.
I feel like Geek Fam just were not respecting the potential of Team Liquid ID. Going into that engagement when they have a man down already, I mean, it almost paid off, but the fact that Team Liquid ID were able to survive, didn't lose any members right there, that definitely put Geek Fam on the back foot. You can see Team Liquid ID immediately scramble to get some more control. Only 4K gold ahead, Team Liquid ID. So Geek Fam are definitely not out of the game just yet. But they gotta minimize some of these engagements, man, because they were doing a good job earlier of just dodging away from all of these fights. But they've been going for weird 1v1s, 2v2s that aren't really in their favor. And they gotta stop doing that.
And technically, Geek Fam, they're not the ones with the chip, right? So the longer this game progresses, they don't have as many tools as TLID with the chip in order to look for a turnaround.
Oh, one last shot! Heskiel! That burst is ridiculous, physical and magical.
Now you see him, now you don't. And TLID should have the better standing around this full objective take, but where is the chip right now?
He's everywhere. Witty, he's up top now, make it stun, and they all crash on him. Onward, Earthshatter, Rhapsody, everything in the kitchen sink. The Primal Wrath again from Aran. Second time this game to be used on the turtle.
That's just great engagement. The lockdown coming in from Team Liquid ID, man. Hey kids, you talked about it earlier, Mirko. There's a chance that the Joy is better escaping. It doesn't matter when you're not allowed to move at all. A boy though.
Oh, another round comes in, but it's another collapse under the turret. They don't care again. Aaron Shiki walks up. Fabian gets the Queller. Aaron doesn't get the last shot to Beloy. But Chidera, even now in the bottom lane, has to be super safe. It's another purple buff seal. Fabian, 2 whole levels ahead. Oh, Gobs isn't doing anything. Oh, crash course again. Jumping on the main kitchen, electrifying beats him down as well. Main kitchen still trying to go for the kill. Witty taking down SOD. Chidera pierces through Aaron.
Beloy.
So flickering out. Yehezkiel gets the Blood Wings in time. TLI to get a turret in the mid lane.
But that's a really good clapback from Chidera, was it not?
It's a great move by Chidera to get some of the kills. I think Beloy's here. Ooh, they're gonna try and tank the turret to try and get it. But Aran is on the case immediately. Team Liquid ID gonna go for the recovery.
It's a 1v1. Chidera in a 1v1 against Aran. Feathered airstrike makes it a 2v1, and down below it's Fabian again. These shortcuts have been phenomenal. Fabian collapses on, but it goes in for the Soul Sever. Goes back in over to 3, shut down. But a boy's very low. Yes, he wants to go for the chase. Goes on to that new Wings by Wings so fast.
It's never a 1v1 when there's a chip on the side of your opponents. And again, Geek had to learn that the hard way. 4,000 gold lead once again by TLID. So despite the efforts coming in from Geek, TLID still continue to be as proactive as ever. And it feels like Geek are never given room or even time to breathe.
But overall, both teams are kind of trading evenly. The gold advantage was up to 5K. Now it's back to almost only 4K. Geek Fam, all things considered, aren't really too far behind. If you look at the gold for Chidera, he's actually only 200 gold below Aaron Shiki. So on the Moskov, he's actually not too behind. He's 1 item away from the Trinity, where he can start to be a menace. The chip issue hasn't been solved just yet, but you know, when Chidera is on the Moskov, we all know that late game prowess, how there's potential there, and there it is. Trinity right before the neutral objective, but Team Liquid ID already setting up for the chip play, the chip rotation.
Beloyski with the conceal. Aran already time rat. Oh, a boy! Flickers forward, goes for the nether realm. Now Rage's Sandstorm, now with the flicker. Aran still able to kite away right now. Goes back to the form. Earth Shatter in! And they're just kiting away. Heskill's in the back again, but Aaron Cheeky is caught in the midst of it all. Fabian looking for the cleanup. Aaron still there. Somehow he took the shortcut back to the other portal. Fabian with a double. It's a Queller that lands and gets Chidera to half HP. Witty waiting in the bush in case they still try something. But with the wave down below, I think Geek gotta concede this one.
2-for-3 trade in favor of TLID right now. This should be a free Lord over. And I think that was played so well. Only thing Chip had to do was kind of zone Chidera out so the damage dealt coming in from Geek wasn't as optimal as it should have been. And then TLID were able to win those team fights. Not really sure what Aaron Shiki did earlier on. I think he jumped back in. What was that about?
I think he was just trying to commit to the fight there and make sure his team got the advantage. Now the Lord hasn't spawned yet, so there's going to be more gold swinging towards Team Liquid ID. But overall, you can see the gold lead went down to 3K. So again, these fights, when they're messy, when there's still something still gained by Geek Fam, I think they're still pretty happy to just take it and see if they can, you know, geek this out, defend till the late game. Now they're waiting on the Lord, and if they want to defend with the Faramis, we all know it's not really that easy to fight into a Faramis, especially in the base. But look at Fabian.
Oh wow, still able to escape. Soul Sever sustaining an all of Liquid collapse on Beloyski and make it. Fabian gets the last laugh with that Queller.
Beloyski was looking for a geekable moment, but unfortunately TLID were able to outplay that so well. And remember, even though they're trading equally, these structures are permanent damage. Look at Witty go in.
Shortcut. Fabian again with the surge. Say goodbye to the nether realm. Aran claims the kill. Aaron still able to survive. Regen up as well. Chidera, the last man standing. He tries to defend, but in the end, it's an 11-minute game for Liquid ID.
GG, 1-0, leading this best-of-3 series with a macro play that we have not seen from TLID for quite some time. And it's insane because we were talking about this matchup and we were talking about how the chip would become a big presence in both of the teams' gameplay, and we get to see it from TLID first. I'm wondering if they're going to decide to ban it out this time.
You would think the Geek Fam of all teams would really respect the chip potential, knowing how well it can be utilized with proper macro. By all means, I think it was a great effort by Geek Fam to find some of those skirmishes, to find the trades where it almost seems impossible, at least with Team Liquid ID. But that final moment there, I think...
I'm sorry, Sheffin.
Choke lead though, so again, if they're trying to be mobile and roam around, they're gonna have even more to work with right now. Cho Farsa, do you know how fast that wave is gonna disappear?
Yeah.
And the with the Wings by Wings and the Jeet Kune Do, the Shunpo as well. I think Team Liquid ID has gotta be a bit careful. Now they're the ones at risk of being jumped on.
Because TLID came in with the Suya and the Jawhead. What's the idea to close this out? What are they gonna be playing for Yehaskiel?
Oh, no, hang on. Something with safety, I
Eve?
think.
Safe versus...
Oh boy.
Oh,
Throwback to week one.
throwback to week one. Selena.
So
He's won once. He's played it 3 times.
So I
Mr.
wonder
Yehaskiel.
what the idea is there. Do they really want that pick off that badly? Or are they concerned about the potential for Hanzo to just keep going in and chase? If they go for something like, you know, something that wants to stay in the back like a Eve, like a Vexana here.
I don't know, man.
You never really know when Team Liquid and Geek Fam are...
It didn't work out the first time. Why are they trying it again? The Selena, what?
I guess we'll
Is it
just
for
have to see.
vision? It's
It
not
is
for
for
vision,
vision,
right?
but in terms of like escaping the dive, I don't think Selena does too well escaping Hanzo.
She can dash twice. You know, Valentina can dash twice, technically. I don't know if that's going to be enough, but it's something.
It truly is. Ladies and gentlemen, as we get into the land of Dawn for game number 2 between TLID and Geek Fam. Let's see whether or not Geek Fam with their Hanzo can actually force a game number 3.
Oh.
Or will the Selena pick finally work out?
Oh boy.
Skirmish forcing the flicker out from Witty. They are holding the orange buff. Arando's gonna put some pressure on Gobs again. Slam, pass, flicker out from Gobs. Beloyski with the Jeet Kune Do, a boy rotating as well. But Fabian still gets that fast clear.
Again, right? The Selena pick, Arashi, you were talking about wave clear with Cho and the Farsa. It's already a difficult combo to kind of deal with, but I believe Selena doesn't have the best wave clear either.
I mean, I've heard people say that the Selena has surprisingly good wave clear. I feel like it's not abysmal, but I mean, against the Farsa, right? Against the other meta picks in the meta right now, it's definitely gonna struggle. Both teams wanting their roamer and mid lane to be across the map with the Wilderness Blessing, and Harith with the Inspire. More mana for Chidera, so Aaron Shiki gonna be a bit more careful with trading. But look at this
Ejector. Shanpu from Beloyski. Another Shanpu coming down. Make kids able to get first blood for Geek Fam.
So 1-for-0 trade. Back to your point, Arashi.
Yeah, it's just the clear speed for both teams. The fact that now also, technically Hanzo can just enter those skirmishes from all across from all the way inside his own jungle. I feel like it's going to be difficult for Team Liquid ID to react to it. It is a bit of a harassment gang coming in from a boy. That's the Wings by Wings effect as well. And they haven't really brought all of this to bear to the gold lane, by the way. Once they move to the gold lane, those are easy dives, I feel like. There's so many tools available for them to take out Aaron Shiki, even with the Purify.
That and wait till level 4 as well, right? Wait, look at this.
Red tree from Fabian. Clean take for TLID. Oh, Beloyski dodging away. A boy doing the same thing with the Wings by Wings. TLID rotating down below. Chidera, gotta be careful.
So even though the fact that Geek is controlling this early game stage, again, they're conceding these neutral objective takes.
You're trying to make sure that May kids can keep farming. Not really going to be forced into a skirmish and engagement. It's almost like a similar idea from game number 1, how they're maneuvering. But oh, May kids trying to get out there with the shadow form, spirit form.
No orange buff. It's taken away. TLID. Do they want to continue? No, they don't want to trade it. Free orange for May kids.
So it really seems like Geek Fam are just trying their hardest to get a farm advantage right here. Dodge away from the neutral objectives, but look at this. Ooh, Beloyski.
Shanpuji Kundo as well. No one's made the dragon just yet. Queller comes down. Beloyski with flicker out. Aran. Split. Into the turret, just providing some pressure for the team.
Okay, pressure being dealt here. Beloyski's caught a little bit low though. Do they really want to go for this? I think for TLID right now, the winning conditions are so precise, right? Yehaskill needs to be very precise. Oh, Chidera! Woo.
Aaron with the instant teleport back to the lane. It's gonna allow him to actually control the lane much better here. But look at Team Liquid ID. It's almost like they recognize that Geek Fam wants to play for the farm advantage, and they're invading.
Oh, great usage of the unstoppable force. Brings Beloyski back to the team, but what? Cops trying to go for the flicker earlier there, and doesn't get the Raging Sandstorm flicker. Just out of range down below. 1v1 Aaron Shiki able to survive. Chidera solo kill down below. Fabian cutting them down. Abyssal trap on Beloy. Goodbye, Beloy.
It's been very messy, ladies and gentlemen, for the past 4 minutes. A 1-for-1 trade. That is Beloyski, though, the roamer from Geek, taken down for the price of Aaron Shiki. Not the best of trades, but it looks like TLID are very quick to their next objective, which is that turtle.
And they're so active by just denying Geek Fam. They go for the turtle, but they also make sure that Fabian has time to go for his purple buff. Make its path there to try and maybe go for a steal, but it won't be allowed, man. Team Liquid ID. Oh, hang on.
Oh no, Aaron against Soul Snatch, but a boy gets the kill. Geek Fam trading on the map as TLID claim the neutral objective. But Fabian wants some more. Goes over to the purple buff. Make it still down below. This should be free for Fabian.
Aaron Shiki playing the role of sacrificial lamb in this game. Is this okay to do?
I think if both... Aaron Shiki can afford to do that a bit more because he actually scales better in the late game, in theory. So it makes sense that Geek Fam are going to have the advantage there in the gold lane, right? But Team Liquid ID are making sure that even if Aaron Shiki gets so far behind, the rest of the team are actually doing great objective-wise. And looking at the gold differential here, I mean, it's dead even, man. Both teams. Just the trading and the dives from both sides.
Chidera still wants to stay here. Witty gets the ejector. That's it, Witty. Stun in the turret. Yehaskill force back. Gob's also just down below there. Aaron gets a gold crab. But oh, maybe he doesn't get the gold. No, he does. Spear of Misery.
Not the best engages from TLID. I think it could have been a lot cleaner. But for some reason, Aaron Shiki is leveling out in terms of gold even before that gold crab hit. Because Chidera was, I think, 700 gold ahead, and then it was like a 200 gold gap. What is it now?
Right now,
Should be
500.
very minimal. 500? Not even.
it's 4K for
Yeah.
Chidera.
Whoa.
Yeah, 400. It's about 400. A1 though.
Baloski? Walking up 2. No, Geek Fam just disengage.
Alright. So Make it, as you can see, not really doing a lot of too many ganks. Going for the guaranteed kill and dives when it's available. But for the most part, even the ultimate is used to just rotate around the map faster. Baloski though.
Let's go kick again. Look at the follow-up from a boy. Still able to flicker out. Witty gets stunned up. No ejector. Meanwhile, Abyssal Arrow lands on Gobs. Spear Misery pins Baloski down. Still Fabian on the turtle with Chidera there to hover over. Should be a free one. Witty gets away. Just barely. Baloski walks over to Jiku. No Gobs. Looking for the angle. Aaron Shiki decides, yeah, maybe they got 4 guys here.
They're trading again?
Reverse on the Chidera, still jumping back and forth. The Purify to Aran has a split on him, wants to go for it. Full dive from Aran. Chidera still able to survive. Aran takes another turret shot. Fabian dives in. Chidera is playing a mini game, and he has dodged everything.
That's insane. That was a 1v3 at the end of it, and he was able to get out. That would have been an immense trade for TLID if they were able to get Chidera down, but Chidera on the Harith, 201 KDA. Hasn't been playing it this season. He pulls it up, and this is the performance we get.
He's got the moves, he got the footwork there, just dodging from everything. To Geek Fam, now here's a question, man. They've been trading so far as much as possible, but with the Lord being so much more important now, the first Lord, I don't think they can afford to keep doing that. This might be one of the first fights where we can see both teams attempt to go for a proper fight.
So both gold laners finally get their second item. Chidera looking to push, Fabian's in the vicinity, but the traps are doing a lot, right? They're telling TLID, giving information for TLID to figure out where Baloski is on the map, so that surprise element shouldn't be too much of a factor against TLID. But wait a second, top side.
Aaron again, the Purify out, the Raging Sandstorm locks him down. Gobs heals back up. Aaron 0, 3, and 0. Unstoppable force down below. Baloski still able to go in. Ooh! Gets the Jiku No on the way to Dragon. Now the Abyssal Arrow doesn't latch Chidera. So jumping back and forth as Fabian is able to escape. The Quella comes down as Witty gets taken out by Chidera, who's dashing non-stop. Finally has a bit more backup. The Abyssal Trap finally lands with the Abyssal Arrow there. But Chidera is still staying alive. Split on him. Chidera, what are you made of? Finally, he will fall. Fabian now cutting Gobs down. Flicker out from Gobs. The Queller doesn't get the job done. Gobs running away with a sliver of HP.
With that many members down from the side of Geek, this should be TLID being able to take it down. Baloski seems like he's on the way, but I think this is a reset. I don't think they want to commit to this.
Makis is alive, but the HP bars of Team Liquid ID are way too low. Baloski has shooed them away.
Make it as a level below Fabian. Do they really want to take this risk?
Jiku No. And now the Feather Airstrike to lock him down. Makis picks up the kill. Witty still able to escape with the flicker, but Makis chases him all the way to Spear of Misery. Doesn't really help him that much. Witty! Soul snatched. The boy takes the kill. 2 for 0 for Geek.
Oh man, I don't know, man. I don't think Aaron Shiki's ready yet for the damage that we expect him to be able to output. The fact that he's been oppressed so many times, he's not nowhere near the Trinity. Fabian?
He's trying his best to get in. Now the chase down. Fabian gonna be chased by the Soul Snatch again. His Makits continues to dive with the help of the Feather Airstrike, picks the kill up, and all TL can do right now is an SOD that does not get the Lord. It's a turret up top.
Oh man, Team Liquid ID, it was looking so good for them, but I think they overestimated how well they're going to be able to take that turret there, and because of that, they were way too low. They did not want to take that risk, and they backed away. Geek from getting so much value. And now with the Lord, right, their composition can deal with this Moscow threat even better. Make hits!
The pick to try to escape the Hanzo. Yehezkiel taken out by Makits on that Hanzo. Aaron in the bottom lane trying to clear out the wave again. Will be able to do so. But Geek Fam, they took the Lord earlier. And this new Lord will start charging from the get-go.
Makis is a problem. 403 right now. He's 600 gold ahead. The damage output, wait.
B with a kick, even with the ejector unable to survive. Makits almost getting the soul snatch, but will retreat to his real form. Chidera's got the Holy Crystal.
This isn't good. This is looking really bad for TLID, despite now Aaron Shiki picking up the Holy Trinity. Do you not think it's too late?
I mean, it's better late than never. But, oh, Gobs taking a ton of damage there. Geek Fam, they're just waiting for Makids to make them next move right here. Oh, it's a say so.
Yeah, not the best option, not the best choice to go on to Witty.
Probably not. And now they're gonna wait for that Lord on the top side to push in together. They have the Farsa in this siege scenario. Team Liquid ID, what's the move here?
Good Abyssal Arrow over to Beloyski again. The Holy Defense already popped Aran with a flicker forward, finding avoid the ejector from Witty. Aaron gets his first kill of the game. Aran with the split blitz still able to escape. They're looking for the chase. Aran, can you run? Gobs walks back up. That's a kill for Chidera. Abyssal Arrow not connecting. Fabian back into the mid lane. Beloyski looking for the pick. Fabian blinks out.
1-for-1 trade, a boy for a run. But now they're not going to be able to utilize a boy in the siege unless they buy a little bit more time. 8 seconds on the clock for him to actually spawn back. Fabian still will be able to get out. It was very close earlier on, but I think TLID played that really, really intelligently.
I mean, the fact that a boy, of all people, got ejected right there on the top side, that was unfortunate for Geek Fam. Well played by Team Liquid ID. Overall, though, 3K gold ahead. Iron Shiki, if he does scale up more, will be able to actually do something, can still carry in the team fights, quote unquote. But right now, there's just too much damage. But look at that.
It finally lands. That's the Abyssal Arrow that they've been hoping for. But look at the damage done to Aaron. Was that the Feather Airstrike? Again, the kick coming in with the Jikuno in the way to try and make hits. Follow up instantly. Fabian taken out. Aran split in the mid lane. Chase down. Chidera mounted on by Aran. But it seems like Aran will be the one that's caught. Abyssal Arrow lands on Beloyski. Heskia doing some damage, but it's not going to be enough to shoo them away. Aran isolated, knocked up by the Jikundo and taken down by a boy.
Oh, 3 members versus 1 member left standing. I don't know. It looks like Geek want to go in for the push. Can Aaron Shiki defend?
Ooh, that's 2 shots on Heskia. Almost took him down. 1 shot on Aaron, and it's half of his HP.
Team Liquid ID can clear, but at what cost? They've been cycling the death timers. Look at it now. Aran not up for another 10 more seconds. Free Lord for Geek Fam.
Oh my goodness.
That was
Not in
close.
range, but it looked cool.
Was close, man. But on a Hanzo, unlikely. But oh, look at the kick.
Another kick. Chidera doesn't want to go for it. Fabian still gets the orange buff.
Wow. Great moves there by Fabian. But now we're back to square one. It's a proper siege situation. The Lord now even stronger. The base passive no longer available. Makids, he's been able to just dive towards the backline and get 2 kills off the back of 1 ultimate. He's definitely a problem that Team Liquid ID has to coordinate to try and stall. Either save a Spear of Misery or something, anything to stop him.
In addition to that, I think the Feather Airstrike is also going to be very important as to towards the timing.
Beloyski again gets the kick onto Aaron Shiki, who's going to be taken out by Chidera. What is that burst? All of his HP just disappeared now in the bottom lane. It's a 1v1 Fabian versus Makids as Aran gets taken down in the bottom lane. Soul Snatch coming down onto Fabian. Still trying to defend. Heskia very low. Chidera dishes out some damage. Witty trying to hold down the wave. Gets the ejector down. God's very low. Taken out again. It's going to be Chidera with his on force now. He dashes back and forth. Out the yes, steal. It's another one. Fabian gets this shut down. The mini wave's still there. Feather Airstrike coming down. Makids 1 HP. Fabian defending against Geek Fam.
Fabian versus the world. Fabian versus Chidera. Fabian versus Feather Airstrike. Fabian versus everyone. What
No.
was that play by Fabian? He saved TLID.
And Chidera might have been too overzealous there to try and end the game decisively. If he just fell back a bit more, there was a chance that they could have drawn out the engagement. They know that Fabian on the Suyo has a limited amount of tools right here. Let's take a look at that replay presented by the official tournament smartphone, the Samsung Galaxy S25 series. You can see all the damage being outputted and Chidera going wild, but he was in the front tanking the turret to a degree, and he took a lot of damage from Heskia before falling. And Fabian now, seeing the low HP bars, he had a chance there to try and make something happen, and Geek Fam knows it, backs away immediately. 45 seconds for Team Liquid ID to try and do something, maybe get another pick with the Selena. Aaron definitely has some more damage now, already on full items with the Malefic Gun. Actually, one more item to go. Most likely the Rose Gold Meteor here to deal with a boy's burst damage.
You know, let's hope he even survives long enough to actually have an impact, right? Despite all the items he's been able to get so far, it seems like he's always the one that gets taken out first, and he's leaving all the rest of the members on his team to kind of fend for themselves in these team fights. Do you think the Rose Gold Meteor is the right item choice for him to pick up?
I think against the Herith and the Farsa, that's gonna be... I think it's the right choice here, because against Mage Kids, at least he has like self-peel. That's why the Moskov is so good. He can Spear of Misery, burst down the Hanzo as well if Mage Kids tries to overextend. This is the dance. Oh boy, already with a Feather Airstrike.
That's a very early ult.
And you can see TLID want to utilize the timing. Abyssal Arrow almost landed on Beloyski. RGM, Rose Gold dog for Aaron.
What?
That's the Rose Gold dog. He's got Rose Gold dog.
All right. Let's see though, the wave on the bottom side is pretty much even. Base tower is not down yet. Ejector.
Uh-oh, Gobs ready to Sandstorm. CC immune. Look at the Lord taking my Mage Kids. Poor Gobs. 1 for 1. Lord for kill. Aran wants to chase, but Beloyski says, no, no.
Conceals out there. And typical ID trying to find something extra. Won't be allowed to do so though. Actually, the turret falls. They're trying to capitalize on the fact that Gobs isn't on the map.
Look at the angles. Again, 2 shots. No, only 1 to land out to Aero. Fabian jumps in. Winter Crown. Mage Kids walking up as well. Immortality bought by Fabian. Now is that. Mage Kids very low. Chidera jumping back and forth. Spear of Misery to lock him down. Beloyski looked for the Jiku. No flicker, but Fabian read it out. Was able to escape. Now Gobs is down, but so is Witty. And Geekfan might be able to turn the tide. Bottom lane, Fabian. Versus Mage Kids. Soul Snatch. No. Mage Kids forced back again. In the mid lane, it's Chidera looking for the kill. Aaron with the Spear of Misery. What? Chidera walking out as a Von Force. Aaron jumping out, purified for the movement speed to get away from the Feather Airstrike. Mid lane, he has Q low. Aaron still trying to go for the kite. Piercing damage onto Beloyski. Zalan holds the lines in front. Spear of Misery onto Beloy. The defense again. Chidera doesn't have the Zaman Force just yet. Now he does. Beloyski mounted on, brought back with a split split. Beloyski still has the immortality. Make his dodge away from the Abyssal Arrow. Now dives in. Fabian looking for the defense. Gobs gets 2, but there's no one to follow it up. The Abyssal Arrow lands to Chidera. Stops him from going in. SOD! Aaron Cheeky with the dive to get a double. Looking for the triple. Now he dodges away from the first one. Rose Gold. Pop again. And TLID defend.
Once again, against all odds, they were able to buy time for Witty to come back. And now it's actually Geekfam losing 2 members in the exchange. What are we watching right now?
We're watching top tier Mobile Legends gameplay right now. Team Liquid ID with 0 casualties. Unfortunately, 75 seconds for the next Lord, but they're equalizing when it comes to the items here. At least Aaron Shiki, 4 items with both solutions for the magic damage and the physical. And look at this. Gobs and Beloyski are going to be up. Team Liquid ID want to try and get something before that. Won't be able to though.
This is prime example of 2 teams that will just not give up. Alright? One is relentless with the way that they're aggressing, and one is also relentless when it comes down to the defense. They don't want to back down. But the main difference now is we've seen the potential that Aaron Shiki has in these team fights. He's already at full items, I believe. And if he does not get taken down, if he is not given the enough attention coming from Geek, then these team fights can be turned around just like that. So, Geek, the pressure's kind of on them now.
Definitely. And look at it. I think the big issue here for Geekfam is also that Mage Kids is struggling really to make the best of impacts. We saw him make big plays earlier, getting 2 kills solo. But now, every single time he moves forward, he's coming from a upfront angle, and Fabian and Aaron Shiki immediately burst him down. Yeheski also throws in Abyssal Arrows for that matter. So if Mage Kids wants to try and use the 7 kills, use the Hanzo to really get something, he has to approach from a different angle and make a play, get one of those pickoffs before the fights happen, because during the middle of the fight, he's just not been able to get it reliably enough.
Oh man, now it's Aaron who has more control in the side lane. Fabian has been sent up top. Wow, they're trying to blitz it, even with the Feather Airstrike there, but this is the Evolve Lord. I don't think, unless you have a Lunox and carry maybe, that you can burst it.
Alright, the wave on the bottom was cleared out and was kind of stuttered. So now, in theory, with time, this should push for Geek Fam, but Team Liquid ID are making their move first, it seems.
Great range Sandstorm to escape. Now it's ooh, really able to flicker out of the Jikundo angle. Make his walking forward. Gets caught by the Abyssal Trap once again. Around! Flickers forward onto make his Abyssal Arrow! Yes! Kill! Gets the shutdown Chidera. Gets another kill on the moment. Zaman Force as well. But Fabian continues to heal up. Back to the Immortality. Popped as well. Aaron Chicky looking for the angle. The winner crowd. Popped by Fabian. Spirit of Misery to help Fabian escape as he gets the Rose Gold. Fabian with the items.
How is he doing this right now? It was that arrow that actually was the one to kind of put in the damage onto Makids as well. So other than that, the synergy is right there for TLID. And they're the ones to reset for the Lord.
No jungle available for Geek Fam here. Team Liquid ID can go for a 50-50. Fabian is back at full HP, but no frontline. Geek Fam, can they find something?
Abyssal Trap on Gobs. Poking him down. Chidera. Eyes on Chidera. If Geek Fam are to win, it's by Chidera's hands. Feather Airstrike coming down. Fabian locked down as well. Able to walk in, but he gets slayed by a boy! And Winnie is the saving grace. Now Aaron Shiggy dives in, but it's Chidera who dives and who claims these kills. Winnie slain. Geek Fam with a team fight win. TLID with the Evolve Lord in mid.
This is a 5v2 situation, ladies and gentlemen. If Geek want to, they can go and push for the end. You can see Iran, you can see Yehezkiel trying their hardest to try and clear the waves. But this just might be it.
Abyssal Arrow not landing the kick from Beloyski to get him out of the pace range. The minion is there for Geek Fam to end. 22 minutes, an equalizer by Geek Fam.
Welcome to game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. It is truly a battle of two teams that do not want to go down first. That was a stressful game.
It was close, man. Even when one team does find an advantage, the other team immediately strikes back. It was that way the whole time from the beginning, in the laning phase, in the skirmish phase, in the rotations, and even in the team fights. When the Lord gets taken, we thought that in this current patch, with the Lord taken, it's going to be a definite advantage for the team taking it. But these two teams show that there are ways to go around it.
Still have to
Books and go for a Khalid.
They might just need to go for Hylos.
Hylos. Can work. If the initial jump doesn't really work with the diversion, the Hylos can punish it really heavily.
But then Geek goes CC.
Ooh, wait. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's tough either way. They gotta go Hylos. There's no other choice. Hylos and Valentina. Okay.
So now, Geek Fam goes for the CC.
Yeah, should be a CC.
Against Hilda and Hylos, I think it's great value.
Yeah.
It's still good to zone out the Joy as well, potentially. So,
Or they go Badang.
oh, Badang. I think they need more ways to deal with the beefy frontliners though. But yeah, if you're talking about just utility, Badang can work, but they have range. They have gap closers, they have dashes, the Granger and the Valentina, and they have range from the Granger as well, so I feel like it won't be as oppressive, but it's still valid here.
So what's the answer? It's actually the
Glue.
Glue.
What? Okay.
Glue against the Hilda?
It's pretty solid, I would say, against the Hilda. We saw it in game 1 too, by the way, right? Like the glue, or no?
Game 2, it was a glue for Team Liquid ID.
Yeah. The glue does alright against the Hilda, and especially against the Hylos. That's where you get a lot of value.
And in these fights, if you can go in the back, deny the Granger and the Joy using the split, could be a massive value pick for those team fight scenarios. So, looking pretty good for both teams actually.
Well, it looks like a lineup rating favors Geek Fam heavily, 6.9 compared to the 4.4. So we'll see the decider game, ladies and gentlemen, as we once again enter the Land of Dawn for the final time in this best of 3 series. Will the Cavalry come up on top and win game number 3, or can the community here turn things around and make it a day for Sheffin?
They're going to be tied in the standings. If Geek Fam manage to get a win here, they're both going to be 2 and 3 in the standings. So, TLID, they got some work to do.
A lot of work to do as well in this early game with Beloyski on the show, and Low Yi in the hands of a boy. So much pressure coming out of that mid lane. And already a brawl here, whoa!
Uh-oh, boy's gotta be careful, gets a little bit more shielding and the regen. Widdy already revitalized early, and here, Mr. Cobbs, man, trying his best to get the clear, will be able to do so. Brings Aran back, and tanks keep on going.
This is a dead lane, right? Or does it favor... It's a dead lane, right? Hilda and the glue?
Like a brawling almost, unless one of them wants to go for an aggressive maneuver, it feels like. I'm not sure by IndieHome, showing again the movement speed emphasis here. Also for Gobs on that glue, wanting to be more active around the map. But that aside, I mean, there's a firmness for Widdy on the Hylas, but a Wilderness Blessing. So not even, you know, feeling that it's okay to go for an extra bit of tankiness there. He knows he needs to be around the map faster than Beloyski.
Looks like Fabian's rotating towards his bottom side though. There's a 2v1 situation. Meanwhile, Yaskill's caught quite low. A boy gonna get that final shot in. Not just yet. Weedy's on the way as well. This is looking as messy as game number 2. Both of the teams want to look for pickoffs from the start of the game, but technically a boy has not yet hit level 4, so that's when we will be expecting a little bit more action perhaps. Meanwhile, looks like audience prediction coming from Gopi, 51% to 49%, so very close as well.
Well, boy, not level 4 just yet though, so initially Widdy goes in.
Trying to buy some time here for the team. Gobs goes for split split again. It's the Hylos who gets bounced on, brought back a boy. Right there, gonna be engaged on by Aran. Look at that damage! Oh my lord, Yaskill walks in forward, has a way to Dragon, 1 HP! A boy gets away, Aran looking for the chase, gets a double! But then gets CC'd under turret.
Oh man, I feel like overall there still was going to be value for a team. That was such a messy fight. It's hard to even decide. The fight isn't even over yet. Beloyski was still chasing Fabian there to try and get something. Now Geekfam back onto the turtle before Team Liquid ID. And I don't think they have what it takes to come in here, as Widdy isn't really level 4 just yet.
Yeah, not just yet. It's interesting. However, like Makeits was actually a level below, but TLID didn't really want to commit onto that, so it is going to be the first neutral objective secured in by Geekfam for the first 3 minutes. That's already a very different flavor, as we saw from game number 1 and game number 2. It felt like Geek went in for the concede instead over the neutral objectives. But how are the items looking right now?
No real big power spikes just yet. There's a Dreadnought armor for Aran. It's going to help him in later on against all of these physical damage skills coming in from Makeits especially. In theory, that's the guy he's looking at. But for Geekfam, I feel like it's a great move there to aggress on Team Liquid ID. The fact that Widdy walked up without being level 4 though, that was kind of interesting to me. I wonder what the idea was. Whether he was only trying to look for information or he was trying to get some pressure onto any members of Geekfam. You see Beloyski waiting for a chance to try and find something now. Clear speed-wise, it really seems like Fabian and Makeits are kind of equal right now.
Huh?
Version.
Where did they
Bottom
go?
lane, Makeits Blade Surge. No, Aran is right there. Fabian gets away too. In the mid lane, a boy! Oh no, what? Was left all alone! Gets caught by the horse. Beloyski caught again. Aran! Damn, that damage.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Is that normal damage output coming in from Aran on to Beloyski? He's on the chow.
There's the bonks coming in from Aran, man. Oh, Gobs as well now, taking some damage. Getting a lot of attention here. Geekfam looking a bit disjointed, man. That diversion was quite interesting. And Beloyski tried to salvage it by using a flicker there to try and get a catch on the bottom lane. Did not work out though, so are they still just banking on Chidera here for the late game? Because the skirmishes aren't really working in their favor, man. This pick-up gameplay.
Not just yet. It definitely felt kind of disjointed, disconnected in terms of the decision-making, but interesting choice of IMU by Yaskill.
Oh, way again to dive onto a boy. He's gonna be CC, still has to flick around. That's the way Dragon used up only onto Arando. Fabian gonna be locked out by Makeits as he gets the kill with a Soul Sever. Fabian for Beloyski, roam for jungle.
But that means that they lose the retribution here. TLID have no way to contest just yet. Not sure what Geek is going to be deciding right now.
Chidera.
He's coming back though if it hits.
Oh, and it will on Aaron. Spear of Misery. Aaron Shiki speared down by Chidera on a signature pick on that Moskov. Spear of Misery to kite away from Aran. Now Aran is going to be brought back again. That's the split.
Oof.
Chidera flickers out from Yehezkiel. Knowing Yehezkiel has away the dragon. Oh, off angle away the dragon from Beloy. Very messy.
Man, both teams just going at it. But that was a very creative engage from Geek Fam there, knowing that Chidera has the SOD, and Chidera had all the time to push out right there, but they coordinated that fight, so they're not willing to just play the farming game. Now Team Liquid ID goes for another play.
Third pathway again, this time Maker's gonna be stunned up. Still wins out the retry battle, jumps in to two members, gets slain. Sky Piercer for Aaron Shiki. As Geek Fam decide it's enough, Beloy doesn't have the way to Dragon anymore.
It's a trade 1-for-1, but in the end, Geek Fam gets something that's permanent, right? They get a structure into the bottom lane, and they have a bit of a gold lead. How's Chidera doing with him sitting at 2-0-0 KDA?
He's the highest in gold right now, ahead from Aaron by about 500, 400 gold. It's not crazy, but considering the fact that he's able to actually push out the side lanes so efficiently right now, he actually went for the wave cut earlier. So Geek Fam has so much vision and so much information that Chidera, the safe split pusher, has been able to go for deep cuts right here because Beloyski is playing Sentry like we see right here.
Oh, look at them posturing at each other.
Whoa.
That was intense. Woody knew he was there for sure, right? That's why we saw the Joy and the Granger go for a recall instead.
I think they both might have known each other was there, so that was a bit of a standoff because both had the Way of the Dragon. It's a diversion though. Topside.
Wow, instant disengage from Chidera there. Knows that they were looking for something. Beloyski pops his own conceal. And he is just giving the team vision. Look at that macro play.
Wow, dude. Beloyski as the sentry here, just finding everyone, spotting it out. And I bet he's calling out the exec members as well. So his team knows who exactly is around and who can kind of support the catch. Make it splitting on the top side, Chidera on the bottom.
He's a ward.
He's literally a ward right now. The lighthouse.
A walking
Beloyski,
lighthouse.
the lighthouse.
All right.
And you can see him being able to put TLID at such a disadvantage. Look at the wave pressure. Look at the map pressure. TLID have none. Make-It actually gets it.
Witty goes into the Glorious Pathway again. Look at the Hesi and Aran zoned away by Aboy with a yin-yang reaction. Retry used up by Make-Kids already though, so TLID wants to go for this. Yehezkiel very low, Gops walks up again. Fabian should be able to get the Retribution for free. And Geek Fam traded for a purple buff.
So finally they pick up something on the map,
Chidera.
but Chidera, exactly. Still doing Chidera things, still being able to push in that bottom lane. So despite that trade, wait a second.
Make-Kids walks away, but they've already gotten the dub. They got a purple, they got a turret tier 2 for a turtle.
And now they chill.
Seems like it's just so coordinated by Geek Fam. It really seemed like they weren't really trying to go for a proper all-out fight. They just wanted to delay the recalls even more right there. And if Team Liquid get baited into it, they'll oblige. If they don't, no problem. They'll just slowly and surely encroach on the jungle of Team Liquid ID and take whatever control they can get. And that's the marksman trinity for Chidera
So
at
quick.
8 minutes and 9 minutes, basically. That's crazy.
That's so early.
BBB and BB Chidera.
BB Chidera. Alright, Aaron Shiki though, he's actually on curve with the same amount of gold. Look at Make-It. Okay. Not find him.
Goes through the toe, the kick to the wall! Fabian cannot escape. B.
You can see how hard it is for Team Liquid ID to try and match that macro pressure. With all the possible diversions, it's not being used to surprise them from behind, it's being used to stop Team Liquid ID from having any pressure in the side lanes. It's a very creative use of this Loyi. And of course, Beloyski, and Geek Fam are the ones to try and pull it off. Looking at the items here, in the jungle, Make-It is so far ahead, dude. Fabian, not even having a Holy Crystal just yet. In the gold lane though, everyone actually is on curve. Same amount of gold with Chidera, with a small difference, very, very small difference, below 100 or 200. But these fights just aren't allowing Aaron Shiki to find these moments to shine on this Granger pick.
I'm surprised though. I thought the gold disparity was in the gold lane, but Fabian is 2 levels below of Make-It's. So he's been unable to farm his usual pattern for quite some time.
This guy.
But Beloyski just
knows.
continues to become an oppression. That was 3 members on him, and yet he was still able to get out, do his dues, and put his team at a huge advantage. And look at this, Chidera just constantly pushing in the far lane.
I mean, the fact that Beloyski also uses the boost, you know, from the map to try and just throw Team Liquid ID off is just so difficult. And now it's the same setup here. Beloyski playing Sentry, Chidera on the top side. And I think Geekfam understand that Team Liquid ID didn't really have the same kind of shred they had in Game 1 with Iron Shiki on the Moskov, so they can't rush the Lord anyhow.
Aaron's low. He has to recall right now, right? Maybe he doesn't have to. Diversion. Valentina diversion. It's a gank up top. Chidera versus 2. Oh, we're gonna damage from Chidera. He jumps back in. Oh, Chidera! SOT! 2v1, no problem. A free Lord as Witty gets kicked back to make kids. Oh my god!
The foundation is shattering over. Aaron Shiki now caught. Should be able to get out. That's Beloyski low. Still okay though. Make Kids goes back in.
Whoa! Make Kids with another. Gets boxed on the head, but he doesn't care. We're trying to look for more. Aran mounted on. That's the cut. A boy gets the kill. Geek Fam have truly just out-macroed, outclassed TLID.
4 members taken down for the price of none. Literally only Aaron Shiki, the one to be able to clear out these lanes. Some of the rest of the members are now back up, but that's a Lord on the way in the bottom side. This is a 7.4k gold lead in 12 minutes. Geek Fam have all the strings in their hands.
That was Team Liquid ID losing 2 members, losing the Lord and losing a turret as well. Absolute disaster there. Geekfam now, they have to do the same exact thing. They can just wait it out, and with Chidera picking up the Malefic gun right after that 2 kills on top, man, now they can just move with the Lord and siege it. They don't have a long range with their mid laner, but neither does Team Liquid ID. And Chidera can do more damage compared to Aaron Shiki in a short burst of time, but Beloyski is on the case.
Seal into the mid lane. They go the glorious pathway. Is irrelevant currently. Gobs just walks up. 2 base turrets gone. Gobs bringing Witty back, and they're gonna collapse on him. Witty, say goodbye to that HP bar. Chidera's got rose gold. Oh, Aran bursting down Chidera again. Oh my goodness. Fabian. Oh, that's an SOD. Chidera looking for more on the board. He just goes for the base. He doesn't care for the kills. Geek Fam have reverse swept TLID.
Chidera on his signature Moskov on the Harith for the first time in quite some time. What an amazing performance. Ooh. Giving remnants of the day he debuted as well. Geek Fam 2-1 TLID. Is it too early to say that the kid is back? This is against the defending champs.
I think we can wait and reserve some judgment, but for sure, Geek Fam are in competitive shape. They're at least a relevant figure right now. No longer the same Geek Fam we saw in week 1. They've improved so fast, and that macro is impeccable, man. What did we just watch? Team Liquid ID, the clean team, the team that usually out-macros their opponents, have just had a taste of their own medicine.
I mean, he was this man you see on screen, Mr. BBB. He was the first person to bring that. Finally makes its appearance.
Here it fell. Now for Onyx, you need a gold laner and an EXP laner, and a lot of the options have been taken away.
I mean, you need dive, right?
CC?
CC is an option for the Hilda. I was thinking something like the Khalid.
Ooh, Khalid.
Yeah, against Mathilda, but you are going to be leaning against the Hilda, and the Jawhead's in Rome, so
I feel like Edith or CC would make sense here.
First rule around here, break all the rules.
Oh wow, we were just talking about this. Someone was mentioning in the back rooms, Adi really likes this carry.
The only one.
And it's a great solution for the Hilda. Phobius as well. Okay.
It's good
front to back.
They could go for the Vixana last pick, right? You can disengage against the Jawhead. You can
wave clear against the Sicilian.
Wave clear Sicilian, and mainly I think punish Phobius. You jump in, you get terrified, you get Eternal Guarded, and then boom bang bada bing.
Not a big fan of carry.
Look, it's dangerous.
If this was the idea, 4 bans rather, just to set up for the carry pick.
I mean, it just seemed really pick off focus right now with the carry, the Sicilian, the Jawhead, and the Suyo. it feels like in a full-on chaotic team fight, they don't really have a lot of AoE to work with. Unless you count the Sicilian's bad impacts as big AoE, but it's not even all that massive.
So we'll see the final pick for the Red Robots, ladies and gentlemen. Who is it going to be? It's the Vexana. It makes sense. I like Bigatron's draft.
Very logical approach here for both teams. What do you think, though? I feel like Bigatron has a bit more leeway here in how they want to play the game out. Onyx, they really need to get those pickoffs. Otherwise, once those big fights start, I feel like they're gonna fall behind a bit.
Yeah. Man, Joy and Irithel in the end will be the two main carries for BTR. Meanwhile, for Onyx, they have a lot. The carry, the Sicilian, the Suyo, all of them can get online really quick. So Onyx, they probably will have the early game with the with the Suyo, Jawhead, Phobius, control for neutral objectives, but BTR, once they get to their power spikes, mid-game, it'll be pretty nasty.
Lineup rating also favors Onyx in this game. To open things up, ladies and gentlemen, is the era of the Sky Kings over. This best-of-3 series will give us a little bit more of a taste as to how things and how reality has struck. But we are back into game number 1 in this best-of-3 series between the Yellow Porcupines and the Red Robots.
And that's a new emblem usage, or chosen rather, from by Kyrie on the Suyo.
Wow. Now it gives you movement speed when you deal damage to anyone below 30% HP, and it resets as well. So Kyrie has a lot of potential to carry right here. Luke, by the way, also going for that Vengeance. Vengeance Hilda, I think we've seen it being used to counter the carry before. But look at this early on 3-man skirmish there. Luke gets out with the guiding wind, but gotta be careful, man. So much early game damage. Kyrie! Whoa!
Pushing the flicker.
Is this just the meta that we're in now? Early game skirmishes and early game brawls?
Yeah, they gotta fight for lethal. They want to try to stop Kyrie from invading the jungle, but yeah, it's mainly Annabelle looking for a possible play on Sub-Zero. It just relieves off pressure, and he will be able to get the gold trap.
Looking at the rest of the emblems, Bargain Hunter for San, so trying to get the item power spikes, letting go of a lot of mobility and safety tools from that first emblem, and pull yourself together for Keyboy. Fully expect the Jawhead plays, man. This guy was amazing, but light.
Cut down! Annabelle looking for the pickoff now. Possible X-Fine Beats does some damage, but it's Onyx with an early win.
Kyrie seems to be very low here. I don't know if that's going to force a recall or not. Shouldn't be. But it's actually forcing a recall off of... Oh, wait a second.
Another ejector, read out perfectly. Vengeance from Luke. And Luke gets away. Another big resource burn. Oi,
it's an
battle.
Indo versus English. Talent prediction, ladies and gentlemen, by GoPay. We'll see. It's a 3v3. But it looks like Onyx with a quicker rotation, with a quicker setup as well. First neutral objective in their hands. 2 minutes.
Not exactly surprising, right? With the Suyo, with the Jawhead as well. I mean, there's so many tools available to not only siege around the neutral objective, but also to get control in the mid lane as well with that Sicilian. Especially with the Demon Boots, San's definitely going to be spamming out those bad impacts in lane before roaming around. You can see that Bigatron are stuck being reactive, but that's only for now. I feel like with 1 or 2 item power spikes, things can change very drastically out of nowhere.
Down below, the non-lane continues. Whenever Ryota pokes him down, he just gets into a bush and regens back.
Okay. Things have slowed down just a little bit now. What do you think about the gold lane so far? Carry and the Irithel. How's that lane going?
I feel like Iman has a chance to go for a big all-in if he actually sees the opportunity. Sub-Zero, though, on the carry, just wants to trade around. And for Bigatron, it's fine info using Luke, and then get out with a guiding win. Annabelle, though, jump on.
It's poked down a bit. Annabelle able to escape. Kyrie a level ahead of Annabelle.
They get zoned away just like that. Are Onyx just gonna continue holding on to this early game?
I think that's a safe approach that Bigatron can go for. With a couple of items, they can actually mitigate a lot of the pick-off threat, particularly for Luke on the Hilda with that Vengeance. Already surviving from a lot of these early game skirmishes, but if he falls behind, that means that Onyx will be able to get so many more pick-offs, and Bigatron won't have anyone available to scout around for these danger zones where Keyboy might be lurking. So I feel like it's a great wise choice to kind of stave off on the skirmish and just wait for the right opportunity later on in the midst of a big team fight, where maybe Moreno can do a lot of work with all that crowd control that we were talking about in the drafting phase.
I thought that was going to be the moment there, but it looks like they're able to spot out the positioning coming in from Light as well as the Irritel. Meanwhile, the turtle, the second turtle of this game has already spawned. Looks going in very aggressively, so does Light.
Wow, they're actually going to be engaging onto Keyboy, forcing the ejector Luke with a big bonk onto Keyboy's head. The Queller comes in from Kyrie, a level ahead still over Mr. Annabelle. About to be two. Luke walking up, pops in the Vengeance, gets caught by Sangy's paws as well. Zaman pops in a heavy crossbow, but gets caught by Ryota. Unstoppable force, Zaman! Brought back, Kyrie wins on the retreat, Annabelle! Getting chased down, but Kyrie has that killing spree, and he will be able to chase him down to double. For Kyrie, another stun with a surge. Oh! My lord, he wants to go for more. The Queller. Oh! Light gets away mid lane. Luke zoned by Ryota, brought back again. That is the Sanguine Claws, and it's another for Sans.
1 for 2 trade, ladies and gentlemen, so far. Technically a 3. Oh, wait a second, Moreno!
Kyrie going very aggressive, and Man trying to poke him down. Oh! Force proc on towards Mr. Moreno, but Ryota doesn't go for it.
Oh, that would have been so good for Bigatron. At least they would have been able to trade in Kyrie, but they're not going overly aggressive for that. Still, is the favorable trade goes to the Yellow Porcupines, especially with the neutral objective pickup.
I feel like Bigatron had a plan there to use Eman as a bit of a zoning tool. He was putting himself in a very dangerous spot, but Ryota found him. He leaped with a heavy crossbow into the turtle pit, and Ryota followed through with the passive, the chasing basic attack, and then just locked him in, man. He just got completely jumped on and bursted down. So Bigatron, after all that careful planning in the early game, they're forced now to fall back to actually lose out on the gold advantage, but they're able to trade out when it comes to the structures, so not all is lost. But Onyx are definitely looking for more chances here. Really looking for chances to go into the jungle of Bigatron and find something.
By the way, Severo is ahead 1,000 gold over Eman.
2 assists and still the chance to farm while Eman was out of the fight there. I feel like that would do it. For now though, I think still, if Severo wants to really carry in this game, he still is reliant on the rest of the team setting it up for him. Eman has a lot more of a proactive time here with the heavy crossbow, with the sprint as well. So we'll have to see how that plays out. If we follow what we've been seeing since game number 1, the proactiveness being such an important factor, then in theory, Eman should be able to do something more, at least until the late game.
Keyboy. The ejector down, Vengeance used up as well. Great surge onto the back. Light still able to bring him back to safety. Annabelle giving the snacks. But Onyx disengaged from the turtle. They reset it. Kyrie still, again, ahead of Annabelle. Turtle can be taken down by Kyrie for free. Light walks him encircling Eagle. Luke trying to zone them away, but it's going to be Kyrie away by Severo. Look at the last hits! Ryota with a big bomb. Light is next. Ryota is going ham. And he is doing so much damage. Another big jump. And Man forced to just run away as BTR lose 3 on top of the turtle and a turret in the mid lane.
It's just so much value for Onyx. The way they play the team fights as well has been so clean. Eman definitely not being given the chance nor the space to actually output the damage that he was meant to. And regardless, Eman is still on 1 item. He only has a Haas Cross.
Not enough to really bully out Onyx right now. 6k gold lead. That was a massive turn of events right there. Onyx are just out-sustaining the front line and out-damaging the back line still. Annabelle forced to escape, but caught. Unstoppable force, the ejector dodged away from. Annabelle gets away, but Kyrie walks away with a free orange buff and the green cam handed over by Keyboy. 2 levels ahead here, Kyrie. 3 kills on the killing spree as well. Looking difficult for Bigatron to find a moment right here. It's the fact that Onyx just finds the right moment to try and go for the engage. We talked about Moreno potentially doing a lot of AoE damage, dishing out a lot of AoE crowd control as well. But Onyx are just not allowing him to do that at all. In the previous fight, he was stuck trying to find the right position to output the damage, and he ends up getting caught right in the middle, isolated from his teammates. A tough time for the formations here of Bigatron, and Light on the Mathilda is also finding it difficult, not really sure where to go, forwards or backwards.
Must be a difficult spot to be in, and to make things worse, that's the holy trinity for Severo on the carry. So now the shred is finally there with the DHS.
A lot of shred for sure. Luke on the Vengeance can still survive for a bit longer, but I think Shiraz is all he has to try and deal with Ryota's damage as well. unfortunately. No, hang on a minute. Purple buff was taken.
Luke walks up over to Leota to focus down. The purple buff will be taken by Kyrie. 3-level lead against Annabelle now. Oh man.
Because he knows, right? Even if he does use his retribution earlier on with this much difference in gold. Wait a second.
What a read by Keyboy. Luke trying to go on to Sans. Vengeance gets used, but he's going to be shredded down by Sans and Savero. Nothing they can do. Light falls as well in that skirmish. Ryota. Wow. So much damage.
There it is. There it is. Even without the retribution, absolutely no problem. Look at Ryota once again. He's zoning Annabelle out alone.
This is Annabelle with only a Starlium, not even the Holy Crystal. There's no chance at all that Ryota is gonna fear him, especially because Ryota already has the waiting armor as well. When it comes to magical damage, he has that thing on lock, man, and he has the Dominance Eyes to deal with Eman as well. Bigatron going from bad to worse, because even now Luke, too squishy.
Way too squishy, especially for the carry. Ejector, just to get the holy defense. Wow. Another one
now that's a problem.
The Sanguine Claws and the bad impact dealing Moreno half HP to Moreno. Oh my god, they BTR. They're caged in.
Absolutely. I think a little bit of a plus side for Bigatron is that they were able to push the waves in the bottom lane.
Another Sanguine Claws. Luke gonna be caught as the guiding wing gets shot back. Impact by Sans again, and it's a free kill to Onyx. 10-1, 10 minutes. Annabelle is just farming as he's forced to recall. That's a charged Lord in the mid lane. This is the first Lord of the game, and it might be the end. Lord already in the base. Eman trying to go for the clear with Moreno. Lights taken very low. Another base sort of taken down up top. The Eternal Guard lands on two, but they dive in. Eman gets caught by Kai and Keyboy like it's amazing circling eagle. But look at Savero kiting away. That's Kyrie with a triple maniac. He doesn't get the Savage, but that was a statement by Onyx.
That was a huge statement. In an era where everybody is questioning their strength, in an era where everyone is questioning their dominance, especially for Mr. Coach Adi there in the back rooms, all smiles right now. That's also a statement from him. That was a dominant game by Onyx. That's no easy feat. This is not a bottom tier team. This is Bigatron.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Coach Adi taking it quite literally, man. Suyo, Jawhead, and the Sicilian. Way too much pickoff. Even when Bigatron has, in theory, how to deal with it, using Luke, abusing the guiding wind, it just wasn't enough. And the moment they start falling behind, it was just difficult, man. Luke could not do anything. And in that final fight, without their main frontliner, because Luke got taken out here with the Wishing Lantern procs from Sans. What were they supposed to do, man? There was no one to initially take the damage coming through. 4-man knockup by Light. For nothing.
Is this it?
No follow-up. They couldn't really do much. And then it was the early game snowball, the classic Onyx. I would play the CC, but I think if there was a time to see Luke on the CC, this could be it, right? A Khalid, a Hilda as well. Then you have that Vengeance to deal with the Moskov. Or do they just want to go for a Badang? More CC, lockdown against the Hayabusa, and then in the gold lane, man, I don't know. Do you want to go Brody here against the Haya? It's all right. Against the Moskov, it's pretty good. The safe choice would just be to go Bruno.
Go Brody. I want to see it.
Alright, Hylos first. Is it gonna be the Brody? Or is it gonna be the more default, the more template solution? Technically, someone that can kill fast would be great here with the Sushin and Hylos in the picture.
Way more damage.
Whoa!
Wow, the Khalid and the Hilda, two frontliners. That's another way to deal with it. You go for the 1-1. That has not been touched since the buffs that we saw in playoff season 14, but has not been the best of picks because Irithel is always up for grabs. But now that the Moskov is there, Khalid Hilda, you should be able to fly. The only problem is the Hayabusa. And the Moskov in lane.
And technically the 1-1 is a great pick to use with the chip as well, because things are chaotic. You fly out of reach, no problem at all.
Okay. Last pick for Onyx.
Sicilian.
The good old, oh man. All the damage dealers are a way to counter 1-1 technically, but all of the frontliners are a way to enable 1-1.
So is this good or bad?
It's a catch-22. I feel like Bigatron has a good chance right here. they have so many ways to force Onyx into a weird fight. And of course, the Moskov is in the picture too. Can do the same thing with the Spear of Destruction, but the 1-1 has an invulnerability period. So I feel like Bigatron, I think it all hinges on how good the chip can be.
Because last time,
It wasn't bad by all means.
it wasn't great.
It wasn't great.
But it's a different time. It's a different patch.
All right.
Still light.
We
Good
believe
old.
first game it favored Onyx, the lineup rating, and it was an Onyx game. This time it favored Onyx again. So, ladies and gentlemen, debut 1-1 in the gold lane in the hands of Iman. If anyone can pull it off, it's him. So we'll see exactly how this unfolds, ladies and gentlemen, as we jump into the land of dawn for game number 2 between Bigatron and Onyx.
Oh, focusing mark. Also, I mean, lineup rating actually favored BTR for game 2.
Yep. Now looking at the main emblems soon. I mean, if you look at the gold lane, right? Onyx, you use so much resource, so much time in that banning phase, kind of shut down Iman, so it better be worth it, man. But looking at the emblems here, focusing mark for Moreno, 10% movement speed bonus when it's applied, also allows the rest of the team to do more damage to whoever's lifted. But is Moreno gonna be safe enough to walk forwards as the first litho fight comes through? Onyx takes it. That's a pull yourself together for Iman, by the way. So more inspires. In a weird way, it becomes more of an aggressive tool. But so far, 2 inspires for the Tsushin and the chip. So Light definitely looking to try and get as many of those shortcut plays as possible later on.
Sounds actually goes for a recall here in the first wave clear. He should be able to come back in time to get in those stacks, but it's a lot of time bought. Ryota, meanwhile, 2v1.
Oh, 3v1, make it a 3 with Light joining in, but Keyboy's there too. Now Kai jumps in, that's a Shadow Kill, revitalized, not enough to keep them afloat. Light gets away, but that's first blood over to the Hayabusa of Kyrie.
That's not favorable at all. 1-0-0 already. If he gets another kill, he can start to steamroll, a little bit similar to what we saw from game number 1. Meanwhile, in this lane, it looks like the clear is a lot quicker, but 1-1 is also taking a lot of damage from the Moskov.
I think Iman was trying to shove in to go for a recall potentially. Safira was tanking the wave earlier. Look at this though, Bigatron making a play for the turtle.
Ryota from the side, Keyboy no CC just yet. That's a Sanguine Claw knocking him down. Annabelle still able to secure it now as Ryota looks for the kill. Moreno locks him up. Light will be trapped. They're just gonna go and collapse onto him. That's a kill for a turtle. Keyboy wants more. Focusing mark placed on him. Annabelle looking for the purple buff. Now gets placed down again. Oh, the Sanguine Claws that landed earlier. It's a purple buff from Moreno. Picks him up again. Gets the kill back. And it's Luke who gets the kill. Unfortunate purple buff steal for Moreno.
I believe that was unintentional. He was trying to pull Keyboy back to the team, but landing him onto the purple buff gets him, taking it away from Annabelle. But that's a bit unfortunate. But Bigatron has striken back right there, showing that in a long fight where Onyx are forced to walk through that lantern flare, there is a situation or scenario where Bigatron does come out on top here, but Moreno definitely trying to struggle against the clear speed and the potential threat from Keyboy and Sans.
Which is why I think, oh wait a second, okay. Half HP, Keyboy still able to get out. But that is why I think Onyx are a lot quicker when it comes down to the rotation, so it should help Kyrie get those trades, those killing pressure in the side lanes. Did he manage to get it?
I think Kyrie still got the buff right there. But man, Luke though, on the Hylos, you can immediately see like it's a whole different situation. He can't really be as proactive as he usually wants to be. He's forced to wait for the later stages to make those decisive, glorious pathways. For now, it's really just a bro lane and that EXP lane. Not a single one can get ahead, but look at Keyboy.
Annabelle putting damage on Keyboy. He might be CC Glorious Pathway. Whoa! Crimson Beacon. Moreno trying to go for the kill, but will not be able to. Locks up Sans for a bit. The focusing mark on him. Kyrie jumping back and forth. They don't decide to go for the commitment. Revitalize already from Luke. Moreno, I believe, needs to recall, and yes, he does.
That was a risky play by Moreno there. Going forward, without really having any knowledge on where the rest of Onyx is, really could have been a bait more than anything. But right now, Onyx going for the turtle, trying to put away. Light should try and get creative here, try and find a place for that shortcut play. he does know that Sans is someone in the area back there, saw the bad impacts. Let's see how this is gonna play out, man, because Onyx, they're kind of kiting back away.
Yeah, and Kyrie is a level ahead of Annabelle. He gets the Starlium side. Keyboy walks up, Luke, gonna be able to get the stun down onto Keyboy. Lancer's Flare to knock him off. Sanguine Claw onto 2. Light walks up, shortcut comes down as well. Now they're gonna go all in with the crossbow of Tang. Iman gets the kill without utilizing the crossbow of Tang. And it will just be a turtle for free to Annabelle. Iman teleports back down into the bottom lane, and BTR equalize the lead that Onyx had.
So despite the conditions coming in from the Jushin, the fact that they weren't able to pick up some success on the Jushin, I think it was yesterday. In certain conditions, it seems like it still has and holds a big impact in these particular team fights. You can see Keyboy struggling to find a proper moment, try to look for a proper setting. And then Bigatron, despite them kind of lagging behind when it comes down to the setup for the turtle, they're still able to get it. So how will Onyx be able to kind of maneuver around this in the next team fight that they're going to approach?
Hang on a second, 1v1.
Annabelle gonna run away. Shadow kill! Annabelle with the right trio! Kyrie! A solo kill assassination. Moreno with the flicker forward. Crimson Beacon. 2 blinks. Kyrie taken down by Moreno. 1 for 1, but that was a statement solo kill by Kai.
Unfortunate, man. That's the shadow kill prowess, the shadow kill advantage you get when you play the Hayabusa. But for Onyx, if they really want to beat Bigatron, I feel like they have to try and go in for these more decisive engages here. Unfortunately, all they have is a Sanguine Claws and the Raging Sandstorm. But if they just keep walking and charging into Bigatron, the Glorious Pathway and the Lantern Flare in together, in tandem, is enough to just force Onyx to walk and stand in the midst of all of that damage, all of that utility. So maybe flanks are the way for Onyx to go here. But that was a great play by Savero.
Stun, Glorious Pathway backwards, and he's all fine.
Flanks are going to be a little difficult to find. I guess they can utilize the global pressure coming in from Savero later on, but Bigatron hold the chip. So even if they get a good angle, there is still retaliation options from the side of Bigatron with the chip. Right now, Annabelle level 11. Kyrie's actually the one that's falling behind, and Moreno with the lantern here, always being able to give information, as well as that poke at some point will become a problem for Onyx if they, like you mentioned, falter when it comes down to decision making.
Look at where Light is positioning. You would think he would be the one roaming around, trying to be creative, but he was sitting in the bush the whole time there, very content to just wait for an opportunity. So he's hiding himself, maybe gauging potentially how Onyx is reacting to the absence of the chip, and maybe that is what is allowing them so much control here. Onyx are very aware. Light goes for it.
No quad shadow earlier. Kyrie uses Raging Sandstorm. Annabelle walks in with the damage of the Electrifying Beast. Light's still able to survive now as Iman gets the crossbow of Tang.
Iman
ready. Will he pop it? Yes, he does. With the help of the Inspire. Now Luke walking up as well. Great revitalize from Ryota to actually stay alive, but it's Luke with the killing spree. Now they jump off the Sans. Crimson Beacon, SOD connecting as well, but they're all going to be collapsing as Sans will be forced to back away by Moreno. BTR get the winning trade.
These team fights are so clean by Bigatron. A 3-4-0 trade, they get the neutral objective as well. And that's almost a 2k gold lead. Should be if they get both of these turrets. So even bigger amounts of damage given over to the Yellow Porcupines. We have a game fun fact here by Gopay. In MPL ID Season 14, Iman was a player who used 1-1 the most with 5 picks. And was that a 100% win rate?
Yes.
100% win rate.
Luke still able to survive. Light goes in with the crash course. Moreno with the lift. 2 lifts. Both the frontliners.
Man, that's rough for Onyx, man. The frontliners are so hindered. But look, Iman.
Oh, translates it over towards it. Iman goes with the crossbow. Tang. No. Inspire. Not enough damage. Moreno walks up. Crimson Beacon outside of the range of the Raging Sandstorm. Now the purple buff. Surely. Kyrie doesn't have the retribution. In the end, it's Iman who steals it away.
Whoever gets it from Bigatron, it doesn't really matter. Taking it away from Kyrie is a massive success right there. But yes, Bigatron, they're doing this chip gameplay so good. Not by always going for the big plays, but by showing the patience. The fact that Light was out of sight for so long, and Onyx were respecting it. It's almost like they got frustrated, waiting for Light to make his move, and that's exactly where Light went in and found Kyrie, despite everything. So the fact that Bigatron has control over the lanes, able to push it in, is kind of forcing Onyx to show, and that is what is allowing Light to find those objectives. So I think if they want to avoid that, they have to stop sending the key members like Kyrie or Sans to clear the lane.
But honestly, it looked like Keyboy knew where Light was teleporting to. But I don't know whether or not the information was given too late or Kyrie responded too late, where they were able to find that opportunity. But if you see, I hope we get a replay. It looked like Keyboy, he already was approaching that bush. It's like the timing just wasn't on Onyx's side.
Right, I mean, that's the issue right here. The fact that back then, you could just send someone to sit on the portals and you can have a general good idea on where the chip is going to be. But these days, the chip can come from anywhere. So Keyboy, I think he had suspicions, but he wasn't able to confirm it. And now Moreno is just zoning Keyboy out. No info for Onyx.
Yeah, Keyboy gonna be lifted again. Won't be able to get the vision down. Annabelle free. Lord on the board. Light pops in to conceal as well. Let's try beats from Annabelle. They're gonna go chase Keyboy. Oh my lord!
Oh,
he
man.
can't move. Moreno was holding a light to his face the entire time. Get him some sunglasses.
That's why the Jushin pick after the Hilda pick was just brilliance, right? Ryota's having a difficult time. We see Keyboy also having a very difficult time. These melee heroes just naturally don't do well against the Jushin. And this is Moreno of all people. Kyrie again? Light? Does he see him?
He saw, or at least caught a glimpse of it. But see, Light is playing this chip super patient with a capital S. Every single time he sees an opportunity, he doesn't always jump on it. Always waits to see more, right? Okay, you're here. Where are your friends, right? Where were you walking to? Now Light, gonna check that push there. Wants out Ryota, I think. But Bigatron taking this push with the Lord super slow, and it's actually working out for them.
Super well. Look at the 3-wave crash perfectly in Onyx. They have to figure out which lane they want to defend first.
Oh, my lord. Kyrie, SOD, Severo! Walks up and what? Is still able to survive for a bit, but Severo! Quick movement, raging sandstorm! What the hell was that? Annabelle walks up. We try and beats. Gets pinned down to the wall. Annabelle chased down Sans! Kyrie, 2 Severo, 2 Sans! And that's 3 kills out of nowhere.
What is that coordination by the Sky Kings? Severo securing the Holy Trinity right before that all elapsed. And the backup coming in, the instinct to go in as well. That was beautiful to watch.
That was crazy. 3 members, 3 separate plays there. And just like that, gold lead gone. You have to remember, Onyx scales very, very well into the late game with the Moskov and the Sicilian. Now they make a play for the purple buff. Bigatron, I don't think they can contest this.
Retry from Kyrie gets away with a quad shadow, and they deny a trade on the other side. It's Sans who gets the purple.
By the way, as time progresses, does the 1-1 wait a second? Light, oh!
An attempt.
But
What?
the timing was a bit off.
Okay, was that the electrifying beats used? Okay, anyway.
It was.
As the game progresses, is the 1-1 damage still weak towards the Wind of Nature?
Yeah, I feel like the Wind of Nature will negate the Crossbow of Tang's damage. And even for Sans on the Sicilian, there's an option to go for the Winter Crown as well.
Orange buff too.
So there's gonna be ways for Onyx to deal with the 1-1. The mobility and damage still is there though. It's still very reliable damage technically because there's extra safety for Eman. But again, he has to dodge from so many more things later on. The Spear of Misery, the bad impacts, the Sanguine Claws. Look at that. Annabelle definitely has damage, but now Kyrie seems quite confident in trying to take the fight to him.
Yeah, don't forget the Winter Crowns that can be built up as well by Onyx, right? So that's another way to deal with the 1-1 as we get to late game.
That's gonna be a problem for Bigatron, no?
Yes.
If they're counting on the damage from the 1-1 alone.
Oh, actually gets hot. Glorious Path gets placed. Oh, man, that could have been a nasty bad impact, but one still stays afloat. Kyrie, that quad shadow, signature pick of Kai.
No more Glorious Pathway for Luke. Right before the Lord is up. The fire wave actually is still neutral at this point. Onyx can affect it though by maybe throwing an SOD or sending Severo there outright. But they're playing it patient. Bigatron as well, waiting for a chance to try and get something. Trying to use Moreno, but it's just too much danger. If Moreno tries to get someone with the Lantern Flare, it's a bad impact. It's a shadow kill.
Over the light, used up Technique Claws also. Glorious Pathway coming down. Moreno, Keyboy has his eyes. Oh, Keyboy jumps in, gets 3 on the board. Dagger's light goes into the back. It's still going to be Ryota who's caught in the midst of it all. Amon jumping back and throws Savero! Again with the SOD is carrying for the kill. Amon got out with the win of nature. 1 for 1, Keyboy Luke.
Oh,
Great moves from Kai.
Oh, 1-for-1 trade at the very end. Another portal was opened up. Luckily, they were still able to get out of it. Savero should be able to clear that quick. And this is another thing. Savero is actually going for it.
Kyrie and Annabelle both in the picture. Lord at a quarter, but Onyx let reset.
Quad Shadow used. Annabelle walks up, claims control over the Lord. Kyrie going to be zoned away by Moreno as he kicks down the focusing mark as he goes for the Crimson Beacon. Kyrie walking up, Annabelle with his resurrection battle. Ryota falling up top. It's Light Shadow kill! Oh, this burst over to Annabelle! He gets out in time to the Quad Shadow. BTR get the Lord.
And they also lose Ryota for Onyx. This is a best case scenario for Bigatron right now with this push.
Able to get the Lord right there. Definitely is something that they require here. Something to help them crack the siege of Onyx base. Especially with Sans actually doing really, really well. Already with the Lightning Truncheon and of course the Wishing Lantern. So Luke can't even take a lot of those bad impacts any longer. Trying to push the advantage even more here. Go for the purple buff. Now pushing the bottom lane. That should be the lane they try and go for.
Rose Gold for Savero. Winter Crown for Sans. Oh, that damage over to Iman. Yikes. Look at the flank from Keyboy. Look at the flank from Keyboy. He has them sandwiched, but it might just be Keyboy who is caught all alone. The chase. Who's faster? A jumping girl or a man on sand? Annabelle.
He's buying so much time.
He's just buying all the time in the world. It will be Keyboy falling to his demise, though unfortunately the sacrifice necessary is the one that takes the kill. Not the best allocated kill, but it's okay.
They chased him all the way. Onyx chased him from their bottom side base turret all the way to Bigatron side base turret on the top side.
I wonder why.
They couldn't use the Lord anymore. The Lord was dealt with. Keyboy got the charge. And this is the thing for Onyx, Sicilia and Moscow. They have crazy high ground clear.
And by the way, Bigatron, Moreno went for the Lightning Truncheon right there with the Croc of Destiny and the Blood Wings. So he wants something more to threaten at least the backline members there. So that's an interesting choice. Not going for something like an Ice Queen's Wand, something that can be used continuously, but going for a bit more of direct damage. Especially with the Lightning Truncheon, it scales off your max mana, and if I recall correctly, Chushin's mana, she starts off with a lot of mana, but it does not scale higher to the late game.
And now it's back to a slow game. I guess we're not going to see any action until the Evolve Lord, and that will be maybe a way for BTR to actually deal with the high ground if they get it, right? But the problem is, how are they going to set up for it? Onyx, they have kept their base turrets alive, so that means they can play as slow as possible. They can use the Moscow for the side control. BTR can't do with the chip though, so it's an execution battle as we get to the late game.
Yep.
Stacks are stacking up though. 312 on a Sicilian full item. Almost full item.
Almost. One more to go right here. The last build item was that Winter Crown. So Sans has a window of invincibility here. But now with the Lord coming up, you can see that they're trying to send Savero to the top side, but he won't be able to do much. There's so much threat coming out of Light's chip. And now look at this. It's a siege game, and the poke from Sicilian. It's absurd.
Look at the positioning from Light though. It's not safe for Savero to clear in the far lane. I hope they know that.
And for both teams, they're just playing it as slow as possible. It's almost like Onyx is waiting for the wave to actually meet Savero, but Bigatron, they're pulling the trigger on this move.
They see Savero.
That's smart.
They might just go for it. Luke now goes for the stun, but it's only onto Ryota now. Annabelle looks for it. Retry battle! Kyrie gonna be knocked out by the Lord! The Lord is a paid actor! Oh my Lord! How unlucky was that?
No way. The exact frame where Kyrie went in for the steal.
Wow.
The Lord knocked him up.
What luck is that?
Abysmal luck for Kyrie.
2 members taken down, ladies and gentlemen. 30 seconds for them to respawn into the Land of Dawn. You can already see Bigatron corralling into the bottom lane. That bottom lane gets taken down. That's where the Lord will be pushing.
There's a chance for Onyx to defend right here. Sans, by all means, is doing an insane amount of damage. Divine Glaive for his last item, and now, look at that.
Oh, Luke very low. Oh my goodness, Sans! With the damage, revitalized already. Sanguine Claw barely hitting light. Collapses onto the back. Raging Sandstorm from down as Annabelle dives in with Electrifying Beast. Wins the crown for both Annabelle and Sans. Immortality bought by Annabelle. Kai jumps in. Shadow Kill over to Moreno. Still able to stay alive. And now with the SOD. Double kill for Savero. Eman, can he do it? Can he turn the tides around? He gets one. Can he get two? Now it's like jumping forward. The crash course of Ryota goes into the chase. Savero, triple. Eman versus 3.
Oh, 4 members taken down, ladies and gentlemen, from Bigatron. Onyx have turned it completely around. Kyrie dealt in with the Lord already in the base, and he is going to go for the clear as well, but 3 members still going.
Whoa. That's Keyboy jumping in. Eman gets across both sides. Revitalize comes in. Keyboy able to flick around now. Savero walks up. Eman with a nature. Savero low. Turret shots. Savero stays alive now. Pinched down under 2 turrets. Ryota, he will not survive. It's Eman who has done the impossible. Now it's Kyrie's turn. He doesn't get the shadow kill. Oh, he hit the minion. Running away now.
No.
They gotta be careful. 10 seconds for Light to respawn, and if Light just flanks them, it'll be over. Eman chasing over to Kyrie. Quad Shadow back again, and Kai gets away.
Good move by Keyboy there to just show himself for just a second, just so that Eman has that at the back of his mind. 27 seconds to go. Ryota won't be alive when the Lord is. Bigatron has a window right here. It's been a back and forth struggle, but it's looking closer than ever. Onyx in theory should be doing so much better at 20 minutes, but Bigatron Alpha is giving them a run for their money.
Exactly. Everyone is on the edge of their seats, ladies and gentlemen. 21 minutes in. The problem is Onyx will continue to scale, especially with Sans. We've seen the damage already. The fact that he went in for Divine Glaive as well to top things off, it will be a prolonged problem, and the problem will keep getting even stronger as time progresses. Now Ryota is back into the picture, so it's a full 5v5, but always look out for Light and his chip.
You got to feel for Bigatron, man. Of anyone that can be on this Sicilian, on this backline hero, it's Sans, the man with insane instincts right now. There have been several moments in this game where Bigatron are really trying their best to get their hands on him, but Sans remains ever so elusive, even when he's only running the flicker.
Oh, okay. For a second, I thought they were gonna go on to Keyboy. Keyboy gets away. There's a minion in the mid lane. Light still continuing this pressure. Where's Kyrie? BTR is gonna have to play another game of where's Kyrie. Sanguine close! Annabelle walks on retreat! Annabelle wins on the retreat battles. Light now comes in as SOD as well. Kyrie gets Annabelle. Light pierced down by Savero. Eman chasing for Keyboy as that's Moreno. Caught in a bad spot. Chased down by Ryota. Moreno still able to get one more Lantern Flare. Keyboy very, very low. Taken down finally with the crossbow. Tag! That maneuvers over to Ryota. Over to Savero with a nature. Used up. Wins the crown for Ryota. Still Savero. Gunning them down with the spears. And Sans with the cleanup. Moreno recalling. Has the immortality. They gotta be careful here as Onyx hunt.
3-4-1 trade. And again, Annabelle is the one to be able to secure the Lord this time around. Kyrie loses that retribution battle. Eman is in the area. Ryota spots him.
Doesn't get the last shot. With a nature. Used up. Kyrie walks. Oh my goodness! Kyrie gets the assassination that maybe has won them the game.
Let's see. 12 seconds left for Annabelle to spawn back into the Land of Dawn. That wave in the top and the bottom lane is still pushing in favor of Bigatron. Meanwhile, it looks like it's just going to be a reset once again. Onyx gonna go in for the enemy jungle instead, and yes, you are looking at this correctly. It's 429 stacks on the Sicilian.
That is ridiculous. Unfortunately, no waves right now.
Holy crystal
They're
too.
going for it.
Annabelle, let's find beats over to Ryota. Moreno's looking for the knock-up. He does get it. Now it's Luke with the glorious pathway. Everybody has recalled though. It's only Luke and Moreno. Sanguine Claws not connecting Luke. Getting chunked. They have defended Annabelle. Wanted to go for that. Kyrie stops him.
Now it's back to the setup for the Lord. At this point, the gold advantage doesn't matter anymore. Both teams have had multiple times where they shifted their items, changed it around.
Stalemate.
That was Eman down for 40, 50 seconds almost. And Onyx, because of the waves from the Lord, are unable to use it to its full potential. It's back to a 5v5. But as Eternal mentioned, the scale just keeps on going for Onyx, man. Bigatron working against the clock, trying to abuse this chip pick, but will it be enough to just negate the infinite scaling of Sans on the Sicilian?
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. Sans went in for something a little greedy, right? He went in for Holy Crystal, no defensive item whatsoever. So that could be the loophole that Bigatron require.
But to get to Sans, they're gonna have to get through so much, and they have so much to worry about as well. If they tunnel too much on Sans, by the way, you saw the damage that Kyrie and Sabero were able to do. Both of them have outplay tools of their own.
This is the thing, right? Onyx advantage is in the team fights. BTR have the advantage with
The pickoffs.
the pickoffs and technically the macro, right? Because they have the mid lane base hero taken down, they have the bottom lane as well. So super minions will be constantly jumping to Onyx. But the thing is, it seems Onyx don't even see that as a problem. They clear it so quick that it's not a problem.
That's the infinite scaling, man. These bat impacts, they have to be getting close to 2k damage per hit.
Yeah, you don't want to get hit by that.
Yeah. I don't see the numbers as of right now, but it's a lot. I think a single one will chunk Eman down to more than half HP. So yeah, tanking those are not an option for Bigatron. They gotta go in quick and force Sans in a tough spot.
Savero's going for a recall.
He has to be the one to clear it out up top. He's the only one who can actually get to the team fight while being up top, but he has to be very careful. And so far, he has read BTR's moves very well.
Always being able to utilize the sentry as well. So that's good. He knows where Eman is.
Oh,
He's lingering for quite some time. Light's still there.
yeah, he can teleport anytime, so I don't think there's any rush for Light to rotate.
Look at Sans though, backing away, trying to get some information near the mid lane. Can Light and Eman go for a dive on Savera right now? There is a Wind of Nature available in his inventory. Oh, what a move.
B-Boy might go for the cut on him.
Oh, he went. He hit the neutral creep.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Oh my goodness! What is that? That was, that's not Sicilian, that's Nuke Ilion.
Oh, that damage.
All right, right now Sans is at 130,000 damage. Eman has not cracked 100k, he's at 90,000. Oof, the game continues though, with Eman on the top side.
Moskov in mid.
I think just waiting for a chance to allow Eman the duel, technically. That's the advantage of the chip, man. Everyone can do whatever they want because the portal arrives right next to them. 1v1 on top side though.
Yeah, they want to get the turret. Oh my, that damage from Light 2. Shortcut comes around. Oh, that was a forced one for sure. Kyrie. Now they don't have a shortcut. This is the window. This is the window for Onyx. They have gotten a few of them low. They might go for it. They might commit. They're on the Lord. Evolve. 27 minutes in. Moreno's trying to look for an angle. Kyrie jumps over the quad chat. That's Eman almost just taken out. Crossball tang over to Ryota right now. That's going to be Kyrie on the Lord. He wins it for Onyx. SOD to the back. Eman versus Sabero in the back. That's going to be Kyrie jumping over the quad chat one more time. Jumping back and forth. Annabelle. Immortality down. Meanwhile, Sabero. Immortality down. Can he survive? Win a nature. He buys it in time. But he will be stunned. Crash course on him, taking him down. 2 for 1. No Savero for Annabelle and Luke, but they have the Evolve Lord in the mid lane, and Onyx want to end with it.
Yeah, it looks like that's the idea here, ladies and gentlemen. Sans already marching down into the mid lane with Keyboy, Ryota, and Kyrie. Can Moreno, Light, and Eman defend this, prolong this series at the very least?
Looking for the flank. Shortcut into the back. Moreno with the Crimson Beacon. Winter Crown as well. Oh, my damage. Eman 12. T-Boy just popped him. 2-0 for Onyx.
Are the Sky Kings finally back? 2-0 clean sweep against number 4 on the standings, against Bigatron. After an abysmal start to MPL ID Season 15. Savero coming in. Ryota coming into the fray, strengthening the Sky King lineup. It looks like Onyx are now ready.
Oh boy, that was such a close one. After all these fast matches we've seen in Season 15 so far, Bigatron and Onyx treat us with, was it the longest game of the season so far?
Yes, longest game of the season.
28 minutes and 28 seconds. That's how long it took for Onyx to take out Bigatron.
Wow, after a quick game 1, we were treated to a very, very nerve-wracking game 2, but in the end, it's Onyx who get the dub. BTR have to swallow this 2-0 loss against Onyx. Savero, Ryota, the two pieces that were necessary for this Onyx team. I wasn't present at the start, but now they are here. Better late than never.
So let's hear from them, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear from the Sky Kings real soon. Again, I'm still at a loss for words. Kyrie back on the Hayabusa. Sure, he missed a few retributions here and there, but that killing instinct, it's there, it's still there, lurking underneath the shadows.
The way he was able to hunt for the back line, man, it was just so difficult.
So with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk to Onyx. Let's talk to Ryota. Let's talk to all of them. How were they able to go 2-0 against Bigatron?
Onyx, saatnya untuk naik! Kemenangan demi kemenangan dipupuk dengan baik. 2-0, game yang sangat ketat. Kyrie, kita ngelihat kamu langsung heboh. Memenangkan 2-0 tadi di game kedua. Kelihatan banget, ekspresif banget kalian semua. Ada apa itu? Sepuas itu memenangkan game kedua? Are you satisfied? Are you happy? Are you so happy because you're screaming? Wah!
Oh, Ryota mau jawab. Oh.
You scream!
Senang banget.
Sekarang ada ininya ya. Ada senang banget katanya. Tapi melihat this match, this is your second match. You have your new lineup for Onyx. How is for you that you can adapt well? Is it too much for you? Is it just okay? Or is it just so smooth for you? There is patch, there is new lineup.
I think it's just okay for me, and I just need to connect to